Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is null a keyword in Java? Let me answer this question with practical demonstration. Null is not a keyword in Java. Then what exactly it is? If it is not the keyword, then what it is? It's not a predefined keyword in Java. Then what exactly it is? It is a literal, as simple as a value, some value. Okay. So where exactly we have to use null in Java programming then? If it is not a keyword, if it is a literal that can be assigned to a variable declared with a class, then what are the situations where you have to assign the null value or null literal to a variable declared with a class? Okay, there may be some situations, for example, where you have declared a particular variable with string class, and to that variable of the string class, you have not assigned any value, or you are not assigning any, you are not referring to a particular object. To that variable which is declared with the string class is not referring, that particular variable is called as object reference of the class, is not referring to any particular object. If it is not referring to any particular object, instead of keeping it blank, like string str semicolon, instead of keeping like that, if you want to initialize it still, okay, there may be some situations coming in the program where you have to compulsory initialize that variables, etc. So in that case, string str is equal to null you will mention. That means that object reference, that particular object reference is referring to no object. Okay. Here, if you say string, instead of saying string str, right? Okay. If it is referring to any particular object, we'll assign something. For example, here, if I say Arun Moturi, okay, the object of Arun Moturi is being assigned, okay, to this object reference. Object reference is referring to the object of the Arun Moturi. But what if there is nothing to be initialized? For example, if it is like this, instead of keeping like this, you can write, if you have to initialize and you don't want to assign it with some literal, etc., and it don't have to refer to any particular literal of an object, etc. In that case, you have to write assign null, guys. Okay. In that case, to this str, object reference is referring to null. That means it is not referring to any particular object. Okay. This denotes that it's an absence of an object value. Okay. It's not referring to any particular object. So that's where we have to use null, guys. Okay. In real time, that's where we have to use null. When a particular object reference of a class is not referring to a particular object, then you just assign null as part of initializing to state that this object reference is not referring to any particular object value, etc. Okay. So that's where null come into picture, guys. Okay. That's where null come into picture. It's not a keyword. It is a literal. It's a literal, guys. Okay. So here, where exactly I can show that. Okay. I'll just say right click, create a package. I'll just name this package as null pack, and under the package, I'm going to create a class, demo class with a main method. Okay. Demo class with main method. For example, if I create something like this, string str, if I assign something, that means an object is created for this, and for the string literal, an object is created in the computer memory, and this str is referring to the object where this Arun string literal is being stored. If I simply say system.out.println str, this is a positive case where null is not required to be assigned to the string class. Okay, object reference of the string class, you don't have to assign null, everything is working fine. But if you do something like this, in this case, you are getting an error. Why? Because you are trying to print the object reference which is not assigned with any value, right? The local variable str may not have been initialized. This kind of situations will come where you don't want to assign anything, but you want to print it out. In such kind of cases, you want to use this particular thing. In that case, you have to provide null. Once you provide null, right, you see the error is gone. So null means it's not referring to any object. This str object reference of the string class is not referring to any object. Not only in the string class, guys, there may be other classes in Java where you can assign null if you don't want to assign any particular object to the object reference of the class. You see, if you print that null is getting printed, this null is not a keyword, rather it is a literal. Okay, the value that can be assigned to state that the object reference is not referring to any particular object in case. Okay, so with practical demonstration and theoretical explanation, I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye bye.